Hello everybody, it's Aaran back from Screenstars, and I'm here once again to give you another review for Geek Legion of Doom. And today I'm here to review the 2019 horror drama MUSE, a film that is written and directed by Richard John Taylor, and it stars Geoffrey Charles Richards as Harry and Emily Price as Ethel, as well as Nicholas Ball as Mr. Williams. Now this film is a very slow, sombre, darkly tragic tale of a world-renowned author called Harry, played by Geoffrey Charles Richards, who at the beginning of the film loses his daughter in tragic circumstances, and his daughter is his absolute world. He absolutely cherishes his daughter, and this absolutely crushes and devastates him, and he's struggling to come to terms with it. And he receives a little bit of pressure from his book publishers to either continue with his current novel or to write some memoirs. And he chooses to write some memoirs, so he goes out to his country house to get to work on his memoirs and hopefully grieve in private and come to terms with his loss. However, while he's there, he meets a young girl who is one of his neighbours, who has a striking resemblance to his daughter, who he invites into his life and starts building I suppose you could call it quite an unhealthy relationship with. There's nothing sexual there, but he sees his daughter in this girl, and she becomes his muse, and he begins writing what he believes is his masterpiece in regards to his memoirs, as he keeps ringing his publishers to explain that you're going to love this sort of thing, he keeps saying. As the film goes on, though, his mental health continues to disintegrate and deteriorate until his reality becomes questioned by him and those around him. And about 3/4 in, it takes a dark turn, his mental health. Right, so I don't really want to say anymore because I don't want to spoil anything. So what did I think of MUSE? Well, as I explained, it's a very slow, sombre film. This is not for everybody. It's quite artistic in its presentation, how it's filmed, how it sounds. There's plenty of classical music in here, so if you're a fan of that, you're going to love it. It sounds wonderful and looks wonderful, and the acting is pretty top quality throughout, and the direction is great. It's almost like this film is an exploration of the human psyche, and a close look at someone's mental health slowly deteriorate throughout the course of this film. And as you can imagine, that's not easy to watch in a lot of ways. I'm trying to think of the best way to describe it in layman's terms, and the best thing I can come up with this film is it's artistic, poetic and tragic, and I think that sums up this film really. I think that's what it's trying to be. And it's a really well presented film. And like I say, about 3/4 through, there's a reveal takes place in this film that I kind of saw coming, and the best way, as the reveal took place, what came into my mind was it kind of resembled a little bit of The Shining, and that's quite a big compliment, I would suggest. No, I'm not saying they're two similar films, because they aren't, but the only similarity here I'm trying to make in the comparison is the fact that Harry's a writer and Jack Nicholson's character was a writer, and they were both slowly losing their minds throughout these films, and this film reflects that in a large degree, and you're essentially watching a man's mental health deteriorate as he's going through the grieving process, and it's not, like I say, it's not an easy watch. For me, the weakest part of this film, well, for some people they might think the slow pace is a weakness, and if you don't like slow paced films, this isn't for you. This isn't full on horror by any stretch of the imagination, but for me the weakest part of this film is the ending, because it chooses to give an explanation to the film as to what you've just watched, and it just didn't need it, in my opinion. I don't know, because this is a British film, I don't know if that was put in there because they want to go a bit more international with the film, maybe because British films don't normally pander to an audience, and this film it just didn't need it, in my opinion. I like films that let you take away from it what you want to take away from it. So that explanation wasn't needed, in my opinion. So I'm going to give this film a 6 out of 10. It's definitely watchable. It's definitely not for everybody. But if from what I've said sounds interesting to you, then I suggest you give it a try, because it is certainly a well-made film. So that's my review for MUSE. I hope you enjoyed it, and of course we shall see you next time on Geek Legion of Doom. I nearly said Screenstars, my channel then. Thanks for watching, everybody.